Welcome to the first day of our E3 coverage. Today we watched the EA conference, and it was a doozy. So, let's just dive into the conversation. Before that, I'm going to introduce the two lovely gentlemen I have here with me today. So over here we have Brian Chanticott.
Hi.
Next to me we have Carlos Vasquez.
Yo.
And I'm the one guy in the conversation, Dan McFerrin. So, we started the...
You sound so sad, Nate. I can't even blame you. The conference kind of sucked, dude.
Kinda?
It was ass.
No, it was ass. Like,
Still better than PSX.
it was still better than PSX. But it's just like, oh, man. The one thing I thought they could show that I would care about was Anthem. And
So do you want to go in order, or do you want to bounce around?
well, I just want to say this real quickly. The one thing I thought, overall, my thoughts on the conference is, the one thing I thought I was really excited about them showing was Anthem. And they didn't even show,
That much.
like, they either showed the equivalent or less than they did last year.
Yeah.
And they haven't really changed my opinions about the game. Like, I'm still like, I think it looks cool. I'm interested in, but they really haven't sold me on buying the game. Like, if it's more of, I'm just kind of interested in that type of game. I might want to play it with friends, but they haven't done shit. I just really don't care.
Yeah. All right. So, conference started out, and they started out with Battlefield 5. I was like, cool, because after that shitty reveal event they did a couple weeks ago, we're actually going to see some Battlefield 5 stuff. We're going to get to see, like, the multiplayer, you know, potentially talk about Battlefield Royale. Not Battlefield Royale. Battle Royale. Which they did say, we have a Royale mode. Didn't show any of it. In fact, they didn't show jack shit. They said, the story is very important to us. And they showed, maybe 20 seconds of, a cutscene. Like, some woman falling over a bridge. And they said, hey, you can watch more Battlefield 5 at the Xbox conference. And I was like, I hope I get to see more, because you haven't shown fucking jack shit. So, and that was all we saw for Battlefield 5. Then, after that, they just like, they did the bait and switch. Like, you thought we were going to start the conference with a cool, nice little Battlefield 5? Well, fuck you, here's some sports. And they started talking about FIFA. I mentally blinked out on this part. It's FIFA 19. There's, I saw some chat saying something about Messi, Ronaldo.
No, get it right, Nate. It's FIFA 18 remastered. Okay.
FIFA 18. Oh, that was the joke. Okay.
So pretty much, I did kind of pay attention. They were revolving it around Cristiano Ronaldo. Like, he was he was like this year's Alexander Hunter.
Okay.
Like,
Alexander Hunter.
Yeah, exactly. So they're kind of mentioning that, and the reason the meme about Messi was that, like, the lady who was introducing the game said, it's something about like, all these great legends. She says Ronaldo, Neymar, and then she doesn't say anybody else. And I pretty much, every basic sports, even not even a sports fan knows who the hell Messi is.
Yeah.
And so just sort of like, so no Messi, huh? Well, he must be trash then. So.
Yeah.
But
So yeah, they
the grass did look better though.
10 out of 10 grass.
On the Frostbite engine.
Yeah.
On the Frostbite.
So even they said FIFA 19, they talked about it, and then I thought they were gonna show us gameplay, but no, they showed us a cinematic thing. Good looking grass, and then they had this big trophy, and they talked about how cool it was to stand next to the trophy. So moving on, even though I don't care about it, I still expect to see gameplay of these sports games. Last year, they actually spent time showing what was new and different about the sports games.
Yeah.
After FIFA, they showed off another cinematic trailer for NBA Live 19. And they said, why even bother showing gameplay? You're not going to buy this. You're just going to buy 2K. So let's move on. And so we shall. So we have, after not 2K, Live, we had Madden NFL 19. And they were talking about Madden esports. And they had this guy come out with his championship belt. And they were talking about how...
No, don't start this, Ryan. Don't.
And they were talking about... how competitive Madden Esports is. And I'm just that's cool. That's cool. I don't care, but that's cool.
Yeah.
Nothing against it. At least it was over kind of fast.
The problem is that the EA still they always talk about how they're listening, and they're never fucking listening because we keep saying like we understand sports games are important. They are. There's a lot of people who buy them, but they're not the ones who in most cases are watching E3.
Yeah.
Or like no one's going to E3 and be like, man, I wonder if.
When's the a sports game
Dude,
this
I
year?
wonder if Madden's coming out this year. Like, of course it fucking is.
Yeah.
And, like, if you care about all... Like, because this is the other thing. Let's say they want to show off the new gameplay. Well, this is why I respected it at least last year, where they just show off, these are the new mechanics. This year, they just wasted our time with kind of talking about it, trying to...
They talked about it, how it was cool, and then didn't show why it was cool.
No, and they try to hype a corporate crowd almost. Like... Excuse me. The people in the crowd aren't the esports players thinking about like, maybe I should get into Madden, like competitive Madden.
How are they going to balance out the 49ers?
Yeah, exactly. They're not the ones caring about that.
Yeah.
So, like them bringing out an NFL player and bringing out the kid, the champion. It's like that doesn't like. And in fairness, like it's only because EA, we have this feeling that it's like. It's greedy. It's not authentic. Like the fight, like the competitive scene. We're like, they're just in it for the money. That's not fair to the players who are competing.
Yeah.
But like that is the feeling we get.
Yeah.
Like, it feels
Well, that's
like,
what the guy said.
Yeah.
The champion. He's like, I have my degree, but I see that money there, so I'm gonna
No,
keep playing.
but the players. There's nothing wrong with the player wanting to get money and something that he enjoys. But there's like something about it that there's no like passion for the game almost, which is weird.
It's because like I'm sure the passion is there in the community for those, but it's like that's not E3 passion.
That's not
like if you like. I don't think an E3 trailer is gonna suddenly make you go from not playing sports games to playing sports games.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not playing sports games and you're already watching E3, you're not gonna start all of a sudden playing sports games.
And you're not gonna start playing competitive sports games. Like you're barely getting into just playing the game itself.
Yeah.
Then into like playing esports high level.
Yeah.
So I don't see why they always have to bring a celebrity in, because the black dude, it turns out he's Juju Schuster. It's a long ass name. He's a wide receiver for the Steelers.
Oh.
He's like our age. He is really young.
I thought it was just some dude.
At first I thought it was too, but then someone in the chat pointed out that was Juju.
I saw somebody saying that it was like Juju Schuster, and I'm like, is he like some? Like,
Yeah,
I thought he was like a commentator or
no,
something.
he's a NFL player.
Oh, okay.
And EA, like they gotta bring
Did
someone
they even
famous.
say that?
No, they didn't even point it out. So it even felt more
like it didn't matter.
Like it didn't matter because they didn't even use his popularity. Because he is popular.
Is he? I've never heard of him.
But I mean, like he's popular in the NFL world. Like,
okay.
Like you would only think of like quarterbacks.
Well, like I'm thinking, it's just like the way I see it is like if you're gonna bother bringing like in like a football player to talk about the NFL game, bring somebody that people who don't like. If you're gonna try to appeal to more people with your sports games, if that's your goal, which I think is misguided, you might as well get somebody that people who don't normally play sports games have heard of.
But like, see, the problem is they're also too big to even want to come here.
Exactly. It's so misguided.
Like Tom Brady's not like, I'm ready to go to E3. He doesn't give a shit. Like, who are you gonna name me the NFL players you guys know?
Tom Brady, Brett Favre, but he's retired.
He's retired.
Joe Montana
retired. See, you fuckers don't know.
Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers, he ain't gonna come here. He's busy trying to get a new contract.
Jay Cutler. They could get Jay Cutler.
He's trash.
I know.
And because I complain because I'm a Bears fan, and he's not with the Bears anymore. But
who's he with? Sidebar.
He was with the Dolphins, and then I don't think he has a contract right now.
Okay.
Because he's trash.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Jay Cutler, but it is what it is.
Let's move on.
It's all in the stats.
Yeah. So.
But yeah.
But the point is, like, they can't. Like, there isn't some if you want a top tier like NFL celebrity, do you know who Odell Beckham Jr. is?
Yeah.
He's maybe your best shot. He's a little bit younger, kind of more...
I've heard of him, yeah.
So he's your best shot. Getting a quarterback, I think, is almost impossible. Probably impossible, because they don't give a shit.
Uh-huh.
You have to go for someone who's younger. That's why Juju works, because all the younger people know him.
Yeah.
So, and he's a really good player. So I think he was a good choice. And in fairness to him, he was quick to say like he talked about the thing and he's like, oh, I don't really want to waste your guys' time, and then he left real quick. Like that part, the problem why those parts feel really long is just that we know. If you keep saying you're listening, this shouldn't be here for years and years. If your mantra and your thing, you always keep saying, so we've been listening to the feedback. We've been fucking saying this shit doesn't need to be here, and you keep putting it there, and you keep bringing these celebrities that we don't give a fuck about. Like they're, I'm sure they're nice people or whatever, but like I bet you even they themselves, Juju knew himself. He was like, so I don't want to waste your time, and tries to kind of speed up the process. Like he knows we don't give a shit, so. It just kind of like drags down the experience because even though those sports games they show think about it, they showed a trailer with no gameplay and we still feel like it took long. So
yeah, let's see. And then after that sports stuff, they talked about EA Origin Access Premier, which I am still confused by. How is it any different from the current EA Origin Access? Because like the current one, it seems it lets you get to play the game like a few hours of the game about a week early. It seems like this new one is basically just like the Game Pass that lets you just you pay $100 a year, you get all the EA games. So you get your sports games and you get like 3 other games.
Like that? No, that's not works.
That's how
it works. You're right. So the one right now, they were explaining like pretty much right now you get to play the game for a couple hours and then you still have to buy the game.
Yeah.
But you get to play it early for like a week.
But you get a discount.
And you get a discount, but you still have to buy the game.
Yeah.
This new thing is you get all the games for $100. Like it was
$100.
$100 a year,
a month,
or $15 a month.
Yeah.
You get access to all the games and they're all yours.
Yeah.
And you get to play them. That's the thing. The problem is, and one of the people in the chat and Twitch said that is like, there's not enough games for you to like really justify buying.
If I played all the sports games, it'd be worth it.
Yeah, you have to play all the sports game, and then there's slim amount of like their own personal catalog.
Yeah.
So
after they talked about that, they said that they're giving more money to the A Way Out developers so that way they can make more content. That's cool. They didn't show anything. Cool. They didn't show anything else about that, but
a way to get into your wallet.
Do you think it's another Away something?
Well,
I wouldn't know. I haven't played the game, so I don't know how the story ends. Yeah,
so I don't know either.
I know how.
You do? Okay, so don't spoil it. But do you think?
I don't know. They would have to make another game.
Okay.
Could they make another style A Way Out, but just with the different characters?
Yeah.
Sure. Okay. Do you think that's more likely, or do you think they're just going to make
more
a
likely because it wouldn't like it would be like I guess like the most important take from like A Way Out, I guess, like for their style, is like the gameplay style, like how the gameplay is, like and the story can be anything, obviously.
Yeah. I don't remember at what point this happened because it hurt my soul a little bit. They introduced the new Respawn Star Wars game, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Not a good title, doesn't roll off the tongue. And they didn't show a cinematic trailer. They didn't show a logo. They came up to Vincent Pella talking in the front, sitting in the front row, and they asked him about the game, and he said it takes place in the dark times when Jedi are being hunted, and we're working hard on the game. Holiday of 2019. So it's an EA game, so that means 2020. Yeah.
Where is it on the timeline?
Between 3 and 4.
Holy shit, dude. I didn't know that.
No.
Honestly, dude, I'm fucking sick of stuff between 3 and 4. Like, as somebody who goes through the expanded universe stuff, there's so much. All the new Disney era Star Wars content all takes place in between 3 and 4. Explore the other eras. It's fucking boring only having stuff that takes place in between 3 and 4. It's fucking annoying.
But it's the Dark Ages.
But can they still? You're the Star Wars fan. I'm not. So do you still think they can do something interesting with it?
I think they could, but considering it's EA, I have a feeling that the story is just going to be like a crappier version of what they've already done, like Rebels and Clone Wars.
Okay. So then, what gave you hope and excitement in the beginning? You were excited for this.
I was just misguided.
You were just misguided.
It was just blind hope because I want a Star Wars game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think do you think that Blind Hope is still there then?
Oh no,
No.
no,
You think it's shot just because of this?
no. My hope had zero reason for it being,
Yeah,
and it's
it
just
is.
like they don't even know how to like properly introduce their game.
Mhm.
So it's just like, oh man, like
They really don't know. What the
they
fuck
really
they're
don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Because I agree. You're right. It's Blind Hope, but like, man, they really.
They dropped the
It
ball.
was so awkward though. It was so
Yeah.
They
like
dropped the fucking ball.
it felt like it was scripted and then not scripted. It's like we're gonna script that you're not gonna say anything.
Yeah.
No, we're gonna script it. We're gonna have a whole like.
We're gonna
we're gonna have a whole
make
plan.
Renee, right? That was her name.
Andrea Renee.
Yeah, we're gonna make her like ask you awkward questions, and you're clearly not gonna give any answers.
Yeah.
Because you can't.
Mm-hmm.
And she's gonna ask for like, hey, do you have something substantial? And he's gonna say no. We have a date that no one believes in.
Release window, I mean.
Or, yeah, release window that no one believes in.
Yeah.
Really. It's like, oh yeah, holiday 2019. Okay. All right.
Yeah. Sure.
Sure. Like it just felt like I think you said this, Brian. Like it just felt like he was just kind of spewing it like off the cuff, I guess.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I just. Anyway. So that was that. Let's see. Then we actually got 2 other games, like 2 actual games. So we got Unravel 2, which is out today, by the way, on PS4, Xbox One, and Origin for PC. Looks cool. Instead of having just one Yarny, you have 2 Yarnies. So you can have like drop in and out like co-op. And if you're just playing single player, like the Yarnies, they like one will like carry the other one like on their back. So like I thought that was cool.
Did they say a price? $20?
I think it was $20.
Or $20? I think this was great. This was like one of the
Highlights of the conference.
One of the highlights of the conference.
I thought the game looked cool. It's not my type of thing, but I thought it looked nice.
Yeah, it looked cool, and I haven't played the first one.
Yeah.
But like nothing against it. It looked cool. I thought it was like short and sweet. They showed the trailer, and they were like, I don't like
why couldn't the rest of the conference be like this?
Rest of the conference be like this? Like, if you have something, show it. Go quick with it, and then there you go. That's fine.
That means they didn't have anything.
Yeah, which then again, it kind of we used to say this about Bethesda or like. Other conferences where like if you have nothing to show, why have the fucking conference? Like you don't need a conference to be like, hey, sports games are coming out.
Yeah.
Like you just don't. So you could have just done like the kind of like how like Sony was doing pre E3.
Mhm.
Like how they're just announcing games.
Like the smaller stuff.
They could have just announced a sports game then if you didn't have any substantial with your other games and just save it for like next year and like load up.
Yeah. But. So they announced that. That was cool. You can get it right now. Then also, another EA original game, they announced Sea of Solitude, which will be coming out early next year. And it was like this, the art style reminded us of like Gravity Rush. I remember you saying that, Brian.
Yeah.
Like really picturesque. Like it's about like this like town that's like flooded, and this girl's like fears or like anxieties that came out like made her like turn into a monster, and she's trying to turn herself back into a human.
Mm-hmm.
And like it looks really cool. Like you're like traveling through like this this environment, with like this boat. Like we didn't we just saw her like walking around.
It doesn't really show what you're gonna do in the game.
I thought the art style just like really interesting. So we saw more of that than like of that and
Than
Unravel.
most of the other games.
Yeah.
Really.
The Hero We Deserve came onto the stage at one point. A great man named Dennis. To show off Battlefront 2. And the reason I say Hero We Deserve, because I remember last year we had actually like the game director, like a producer or something on the game come out. This year we just had Dennis. A guy who just like doesn't even like seems like he just like works on the team. Just came out and was talking about the game. And he did a good job. He came out there, talked about what was new with Battlefront 2, and then he left. He didn't waste the time,
Yeah. Dennis did a really, really good job.
Yeah.
Just like Nate said, he just went through his spiel.
Uh-huh.
He said, hey, there's some good content coming up. That's great if you're a fan of Star Wars.
Yeah.
And I know, that's like one of the complaints about Battlefront 2.
Uh-huh.
There's not a lot of content.
Yeah.
That's something they wanted. They got what they wanted.
Yeah.
And he was done with it, and he left. And that was great.
Yeah,
unlike some of the other people who kept fucking talking.
Yeah, because they announced like the well, they didn't really announce the Han Solo characters, but they showed off the Han Solo characters.
Han?
Shut up. They showed off Han and like Lando. They announced that Clone Wars era stuff was coming, so they showed off Grievous. They announced Obi-Wan and Padawan Anakin are on the way.
Annie.
And they talked about Geonosis map was on the way, so that was cool. And then he got off the stage. Hero we deserve. And then I feel so bad for Command and Conquer's fans because we got Command and Conquer Rivals, which is a mobile RTS game, and I'm not a fan of RTS. It's not my cup of tea, but it's just like this looks more unappealing than like a regular RTS. Like there's like way less depth to this. Like, and I know people like the lore of Command and Conquer. They care about the story. It's like I feel like this is just such a slap in the face to them.
Oh, this is just shedding all over.
Yeah,
It hurts my feelings.
yeah. And it's just like, hey, let's take that thing that like hardcore fans like and just rebrand it as some mobile garbage. And the sad thing is, the mobile game will probably make way more money than any of the actual original games will, and they're never gonna go back to that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you're probably right. I don't know how to feel about this because
Feels bad, man.
it feels bad, man, because there's no like either
There's no
side
upside to that.
Yeah, there's no upside. Neither side wins. Like, well, EA if they make that,
EA
like,
wins.
well, I guess they do win, but I don't know. Like even then, they still get bad rap for it. Like like they're still like everyone's like hating on them.
It doesn't matter. Biggest gaming company in the world doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true. Yeah, I guess EA does win in this because they're gonna get because you're
They win
right.
in every
Because I agree with you.
situation.
I think they're gonna get more money off of this mobile game than they would have like just like actually making a normal game. So
EA is the Charlie Sheen of gaming, always winning.
is EA on cocaine too?
When they introduced Star Wars like that, I thought they were. So, and then they had one thing of any actual substance. They talked some more about Anthem. So I thought they were just gonna go straight into like a gameplay trailer. They initially started out with 4 chairs and people talking. It's like, oh shit, it's the dev diary thing that they did for Andromeda, which they did. They thought they had some dev diary shit. They showed off like some concept art. They showed off like loops of like 3 seconds of like one of the suits flying. I'm like, oh shit, we're not gonna see anything. And they're talking about something like, oh, the lore and like the environment coincide to give a good experience to the players. I'm like, oh god. Then they actually showed off customization in the game, so you can customize your armor by getting like cosmetics. Like you can earn them in the game.
And
But
they look
also,
great, and they look
yeah, they looked really good. And they also said they had a fan question if there's going to be loot boxes, and they said that it's only going to be for cosmetic items. So like the way I see it is probably like oh, get the cosmetic item, you can get this like right now, but I'm sure there'll be a way to also earn it in game.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm assuming.
Yeah.
That's the way they usually do it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's good. Not
Yeah,
any
sounds
pay to
good.
win bullshit.
Yeah, sounds good.
No. You gonna say something?
Just that. What were some of the things that they listed about the game? Did you see
On the
about
Twitter
that?
post?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Pretty much, there was no snow or
Yeah.
desert land.
Yeah. Somebody. Yeah. So
No romance option.
Yeah.
There was a list of things about Anthem that they mentioned that wasn't mentioned in the the EA Play
Yeah.
thing.
So apparently there's no at launch.
Yeah.
There's not going to be any snow or desert maps, which makes sense because it seems like all of like the main story of the game will be taking place in the area around like this hub city, and it seems to be like kind of like a jungle tropical area. So it makes sense that there wouldn't be snow or desert type maps. They talked about the customization, how there's like skill trees, for your character, and then that you can customize like equipment and different skills for each of your suits.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot to mention this. they introduce what each of the 4 different suit types are. There's Ranger, which is like your general type class. There's the Colossus, which is your Hulkbuster. Your big boy suit.
Yeah.
I mean, there might be people who don't watch Marvel movies.
Storm.
Yeah, the Storm, which is like your, it's like I guess you're more like specialist, like stealth kind of suit, because you can like, you seem to have more mobility in the air and you can teleport.
But you're weaker.
Yeah.
Like you're doing 1 damage when you're shooting that.
Yeah,
Your mage.
yeah, yeah, that's what it seemed like. And then the Interceptor, which when I saw it, didn't look like it had like any guns. It seems like that's like the kind of suit that you like, you just have like super fast.
Okay.
But maybe get like a pistol or something with that class. I don't know.
One of the big things I do like that they mentioned is that you're not stuck to one.
Yeah, you can switch.
You
Yeah.
can switch from suit to
Mhm.
suit. And I guess another thing that a big discussion about that game is that there's no PvP.
Yeah.
And what do you guys feel about that?
That makes me more interested in the game. Because, go ahead, Brian.
Well, in the current state right now, I don't give a fuck if it has PvP or not. Like, all that matters is more development, like,
Mhm.
release date, yeah, whatever.
Well, they did give the release date.
Oh,
It's coming out February 22nd.
2019?
Yeah.
Okay.
What, you thought it was going to come out sooner?
No, I thought it was going to come out later.
Later. You thought it was going to. No, they
Because,
said.
like, to me, that kind of seems like somewhat too soon, I guess, from what they showed. Because, like, from what they showed, this seems like they can improve, like, a lot more than, whatever they had.
I kind of agree with you. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if it gets delayed. Because out of the 4 suits that there are in the game, they only showed us, like, they focused
Really
heavily on the Ranger and the
Interceptor.
Colossus.
Oh, yeah. Colossus.
They, like, didn't show any gameplay of the Interceptor. And they showed us maybe,
little bit of stuff.
of the Storm.
To me, I just don't even know. Like, I see what you're saying. One, I do agree that it's too soon. I don't know if they can improve because I don't even know what they've shown. Like, I can't even look at it and be like, oh, this is bad. I didn't see anything, really.
Yeah.
They showed the same thing they showed last year, like, them kind of flying and shooting a bit. And it's like, well, no shit. If you can't fly and shoot, like, what are you guys doing? Like, I feel like I can't even critique it, like, of saying, like, oh, this doesn't look good or this looks bad because they didn't show enough for me to say, like, this was bad or good.
Yeah. See, like, my thing is, if the game actually is on track to come out in February and be, like, fine, my expectation is that they'll probably have an Anthem-only, like, reveal of it. Like how they do for Destiny. They'll probably have, like, one of those in September.
Mm-hmm.
That's my expectation.
Or the game could be, like, low with content in the beginning. Because is that, by the way, is that a fear for you guys that while it's not PvP, it's still, like, it won't have that much content in the beginning and they're going to be doing a lot of DLC stuff?
So, that's a little bit concerning. Because, like, I don't know, like, with Destiny, for example, the base game doesn't have, like, hardly any content. It give you, like, in Destiny 1, you had, like, enough content for, like, maybe about, like, 8 hours if you went through the main story. And then after that, it's just, like, multiplayer until you bought the expansions. I'm assuming since it's a BioWare game, the way they make it sound is that there's going to be more substantial than that in the base game. I mean, they did talk about, there were going to be expansions and stuff like that. So I'm not too worried about it. But I don't know, because, like, it also depends on the pricing for their expansions or their DLC. Because with Destiny, it gets really, really extravagant, because each one is like $30.
$30.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, because you pay like 60
Each
for the game,
yeah.
and then you got it adds up.
Yeah.
Because each expansion's like $20, and whenever when they did the Fallen King, that was another $40. And like they just announced an expansion for Destiny 2 that's like the Fallen King called Forsaken, and that's another $40.
Yeah, so like in Destiny 1, you basically spent $200 to get the full game.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you mentioned that is my one concern. I don't have a problem with the PvP not being there because I honestly never viewed it as it being a PvP game.
Yeah.
And I think it could fall, like, I don't think it could, I hope it falls more in line with, like, Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
Where you just have enough content to keep playing and, grinding and doing whatever you gotta do. And that PvP isn't gonna be a problem.
Yeah.
Like, you're not gonna require it.
See, like, I'm not as worried about content as other people because I got other games to play.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't need I don't need there to be like 100 hours of new content for Anthem every
Sure.
month. I have other stuff I could be playing.
Uh-huh.
So it's just like if I beat the game and then there's not more content for another few months, that's cool by me.
There just needs to be a solid game.
Yeah.
I get you.
Well, you just need to get at least as much as you're paying for it into the game. Like obviously this game's gonna be $60. You know, you would hope to get at least like $60 worth of something.
The 30, 40 hour game. Yeah, no, that's right.
And they showed off like a bit of a gameplay mission. They were like walking through an area, they killed some enemies, and then they connected these two whole energy portal thingamajigs. I don't know. They really explained.
Sure.
But like, and then
The
they went.
tools for the gods.
Yeah. Then they went into like this cave, and there was like this insect thing with like some sacks that was like laying eggs.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, oh cool, they're gonna show off this boss fight, and they cut. And I thought that was such a shame because I think like seeing a boss fight could have been like the extra edge to get people even more hyped for the game, and then they didn't.
And you know what? You said that during the conference, and I was like, I think people were kind of excited. But now that they said that the game's come out in February, like I don't, if they really plan on meeting that date, I feel like they did a good job of saying, you know what, E3 and the game's coming out in less than a year. Like you know how some games take 2 years or whatever.
Yeah, because if they don't do another like Destiny style event, then we're not gonna see this game again, until it comes out.
No, we're not. Yeah, you're right.
Unless they show it at Game Awards.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, no, you're right. Or would they be willing to show it at another like PlayStation?
Gamescom?
No, like at a like
PSX?
Yeah.
I don't think so. Because like PSX, they only really ever talk about
Sony,
exclusives.
so,
Yeah.
No, I get you. So, will there be exclusive content to like on Xbox or PlayStation?
I could see it. Probably.
Maybe.
Because I know Red Dead's doing that.
Yeah, with Sony.
So.
I could see EA doing it with Xbox or PlayStation, either one.
Okay. But I don't know. Overall, I would say like this conference, it blew.
Yeah.
The one thing I was excited for,
It was just stuck.
it was the same thing really. Am I still excited for it? Yes. They haven't done a good job of convincing me to buy the game. It's more that I'm just, you know what? I need something like this to play with my cousins.
Yeah. I don't like. I was hopeful we'd get to see something out of Star Wars, and I didn't get that. And I was curious, about Anthem, and this just made me like, okay, you can customize your armor. That was like pretty much the only new thing we learned. That and there's 4 different types of armor. That was pretty much all we learned about the game.
Which if you were blind in the other Anthem, like you saw that in the other.
Yeah,
trial,
there's different types. So it's just like, okay, that didn't really teach me anything at all about the game. So, yeah, it was a major letdown. And like Battlefield 5, I wasn't planning on playing it, but I'm still like interested in seeing it. We didn't even get to see that. We have to wait until another conference tomorrow to see the game finally in action, which is such a shame. Like this year more than any other, EA proves that they do not need a conference.
Yeah.
Like I feel like this is about the same length as last year's was. I don't even remember what exactly they did last year, but I felt like we saw more stuff last year.
They had the drumline thing, right?
Drumline? Oh yeah, with the
Football team.
yeah, and I don't know, man. I don't know.
EA just sucks.
Yeah.
Or their conferences suck.
Just take your money and go somewhere.
Yeah, I don't know.
Don't waste your money on a conference.
What do you think? What needs to change for them to figure it out?
I think they need to scale it back. I don't think they need these stupid 2-hour conferences because they don't have 2 hours worth of stuff. I think what they need to do is go the Nintendo Direct route and just do like a 30-minute video.
That'd be great.
That way it could be all killer, no filler. Because if you take out the filler bullshit, it's actually not that bad.
No, you're right.
And it's just like, hey, we got new stuff for Battlefront 2. We got Sea of Solitude, Unravel 2, new information on Anthem. Just do that real quick in 30 minutes. That's solid 30 minutes. That's great. But to stretch that out, well, actually, it wasn't a full 2 hours. I should say that the last 30 minutes
20.
of it was the post show.
Yeah.
So like an hour 20 minutes or so of just stretching that stuff out, that was bullshit. So, any final thoughts for you guys? Last comments?
It sucked.
It sucked.
Yeah, it blew. Like, we haven't even seen the other conferences yet. I'm positive that this will be the worst
one.
conference.
Like, even including like the digital and PC.
So here's the other thing. Well, do you guys think we should cover the Devolver Digital PC gaming show?
We can cover it. I don't know if we'll watch it.
Okay.
Like, you know, as in like
Yeah, watch it live.
about.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. All right. But yeah, like excluding like the PC gaming show and Devolver, I'm sure that this will be the worst conference.
Ubisoft, yeah.
Ubisoft had a good conference last year. I really liked
exactly.
Ubisoft's conference last year.
Yeah, they started off with the Mario plus Rabbids.
Yeah.
We talked about it.
And Beyond Good and Evil 2.
Beyond Good and Evil 2.
Yeah. But let's save it for when we get to Ubisoft conference, because if we let this go on, we're just going to start talking about the other things that we're more looking forward to. So that's going to be it for the EA discussion of the conference. We'll be back tomorrow with our, let's see, what's tomorrow? The Microsoft conference discussion
Bethesda.
and the Bethesda conference discussion. So we'll see you then.